Innovation and technology are driving growth in the aviation industry, helping to improve safety and supporting the route to net zero. We spoke with Willie Walsh, Director General of the International Air Transport Association, to find out more about the impact and importance of the sector.
Thank you for joining me today. Now, how is air travel benefiting a wider society, and what's the contribution that the industry are offering?
Well, I believe aviation, and in particular the airline industry, is absolutely critical to our modern lives. We contribute significantly directly through jobs in airlines, airports, air navigation service providers. So about 11 million people employed in the sort of wider industry. And then when you look at the contribution to tourism, which for many economies is a critical contributor, we estimate that overall about 88 million people depend or have their jobs heavily based on the contribution that aviation makes.
It is a growing sector, and technology is ever evolving. How is the industry keeping up with innovation?
Yeah, innovation is really important to our industry. And I think for many years, airlines were seen as at the leading edge of technological development. And in recent years, what the industry has been doing is really giving much more power back to the consumer. So, you buy your product online. In fact, almost all tickets now are sold through either the internet, through the web, or through mobile devices. So airports are heavily dependent on technology to ensure that people using the airport can travel through without having to stop at a check-in desk. So very, very important. And when we think of AI, I think everybody's excited about what that's going to mean for the future of the industry. One area where we're particularly keen is looking at artificial intelligence for predictive maintenance on aircraft, so that we can check all of the parts, and there's tens of thousands of parts on an airplane, but you can check the reliability of those parts using predictive maintenance and change out the part before it has a failure or before it needs to be changed based on the sort of regular maintenance schedule. And this keeps more of our aircraft operational, ready for use than historically would have been available to us. So I think it's going to be very exciting for the future.
Now, many governments are really trying to push for net zero. What is the aviation industry looking to do?
Yeah, this net zero, absolutely critical. And, I've said it's existential. We must play our part to address the environmental impact that aviation has. We directly contribute about 2 to 2.5% of man-made CO2. There's also non-CO2 impact from airlines. And, we've aligned our goals with the goals of governments and scientists to achieve net zero in 2050. Now, it's going to be really difficult for us. Getting there is going to be challenging. It's going to be expensive. And the main option available to airlines today is through the use of what we call sustainable aviation fuel. Now, other technological developments will help. We'll see probably hydrogen taking a role in the industry, but I think that's going to be beyond 2040, and really the big impact through new technological design facilitating the use of hydrogen is probably going to come after 2050. So for us, it's through the use of sustainable aviation fuel is the most important contributor to mitigating our environmental impact and helping to get the industry to net zero in 2050.
How does your association really help its members?
Well, aviation is a global industry, and one of the critical things we do is to work with industry suppliers and partners to develop global standards so that everybody can use the same language, can move in the same direction, and that clearly is much more efficient and eliminates a lot of waste if we're all operating to the same standards. We provide services to our members. In many cases, these services would not be available commercially, so they depend on us to come up with solutions. We share data, absolutely critical to continuing to enhance the safety and security of our industry. We don't compete on safety and security. We collaborate on safety and security, and airlines share data with us, which we can aggregate and anonymize to then share with the rest of the industry to ensure that we're all looking at the best way to move our industry forward. And clearly, we have a role in advocating on behalf of the industry with regulators and governments around the world. So in many ways, we contribute to enhancing the performance of the industry and making sure that we're all the time bringing the industry forward, particularly when it comes to safety and security.